All right. What is going on, guys? Needs more drums. Back with another American Truck Simulator video. Today we're gonna haul some paper and try out this new International LoneStar. All right. So as we're getting back in here, this is welcome back to the Rags to Riches series, where we're just making some money, getting one step closer. Ever closer to buying our own truck and getting our own little company going here. This is episode 6, and so as we're getting started here and taking off from our off to our destination, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. I know it's been the uploads have been a little light in the past few weeks. It's the summer, and fun fact of the day, I am a drummer in 2 bands, so it's not always easy to find time to record, let alone like edit these videos and cut everything out, cut all the music out, or get all the music in and everything. So yeah, just bear with me. Summer's always a busy time. Do have a day job, and being in 2 bands definitely takes up a lot of your time, especially around like the 4th. By the time this video is out, it might be a little bit past that, but I had a lot of played a few festivals and everything, and so that really takes up a lot of time. And yeah, just real quick here, I took a little detour. I wanted to find this this Mack truck dealer, so just so I have some options when I start getting enough money to buy our own truck, which we're pretty close. 82 grand. I was kind of looking at some that I think might be some good options, and in a few more deliveries, we should be good. And I also kind of want to save up to get a trailer too. So maybe if get close to like 120 grand or so, shouldn't be too bad. Especially if maybe we'll do a special delivery or something, one of those special transport ones, get a ton of money. Yeah, those seem to be pretty lucrative. So looking forward to that. But yeah, about what's going on today. So yeah, today we're in this international. I think it's the LoneStar. I said at the beginning, and I kind of don't exactly know all my trucks. They all got international is funny because they all have like star in them. It's like the Pay Star, the Trans Star, the Lone Star, the whatever, they probably got one called the All Star by now, who knows. But anyway, it's one of those trucks that again has been added into the game relatively recently. It might be a little longer ago than I think, but to me it seems new because I never ever drive this truck. Personally, it's just because like they're okay. They kind of look kind of weird sometimes, but sometimes they're all right. And it was one of those that I was just like, I never drive this one. Let's just do a basic delivery, a little quick, like 3.5 hours, and in game time, not in real time, obviously. But so I'm excited to be in this truck and get started with our drive here. And another thing I did for this video, I ended up recording the commentary later because I apologize in like all the videos before this, but this one too maybe a little bit, but I don't have the best recording software yet. I just haven't really been doing this long enough to justify like buying something a little better, even though I could probably afford something relatively cheap, but still better than this. I just haven't really done a lot of research yet, and right now I'm just using the NVIDIA Shadow Play that comes with if you have an NVIDIA graphics card. Getting close on this turn. Yeah, oh well. Good thing it's not my trailer. Anyway, yeah, so the Shadow Play just comes default with the graphics card, and I feel like, it's not the best game recording software, especially when I have if I'm doing having the microphone record with it, that's a separate program, and I feel like that's kind of would bog down my system a little bit. So I was getting a little bit of lag in my videos and a little bit of like audio glitching. I'm sure you heard it, where it would kind of get staticky for a second. I think it was just a lot going on, and so I tried to lower the graphic settings, which honestly these still look really good. I mean, so before I was running on like the ultra mode, and now I'm just running it on high, and it still seems to be looking pretty nice. So no complaints there. I also lowered the what is it called, the V-Sync, I think. Instead of 60 FPS, I'm only letting it max out at 30. There's a setting you change it to economic, and it says good for notebooks, but it's also good for my computer at least. I mean, I don't have like a top-notch game computer, so when I do a little bit of multitasking, like recording you know, me talking and then having the video record on top of it, it could make the game pretty laggy and do some wacky things. So I did the video first this time, just thought I'd give it a shot, doing the commentary later. Kind of like I enjoyed doing that in my snowrunner videos a little bit. So this is another one where just kind of, you know, doing it after the fact, and it seems to be working a little bit better now. I think I still like doing the commentary when I drive in this game a lot, but you know, maybe I'll do a little bit of both. And then, plus I was kind of having fun playing this profile, and I just wanted to get a few videos caught up without having to worry about figuring out something to say. I was like, I'll just figure that out later. So with that being said, yeah, we're back in the series. I'm excited to be back in this series, and I'm sure you could probably tell that there are quite a bit of, the money's kind of been jumping up between some of these videos. I've had some weird, you know, things happen when I would record. I mean, for example, I think one of them I recorded like just before this, I recorded a delivery, and I realized after the fact that I have two monitors, and for some reason the recording software, the Shadowplay, recorded the other monitor, so it was just a 30-minute screen of my desktop. So that was, obviously that's not gonna cut it, so I had to pretty much scrap that footage, and there goes the delivery. So yeah, if you're wondering how we made, and I know I did a couple of deliveries off camera too, because I was just having fun kind of driving some of these different trucks, but nonetheless, you know, I'm sure you don't want to see me do like all, you know, 30 videos just to get us to buy a truck. And I know we could take out a loan and stuff too, but I don't really like to do that. It's kind of fun to, like I said, just to do some of these quick jobs and drive some trucks that I'm not used to driving. So that's all good. But yeah, this is actually a nice truck to drive. You know, in game, I'm always more of a sucker for the old, you know, Peterbilt, you know, the 389 or the Kenworth W900, just because I got those classic, you know, long nose cabs. But this one's, you know, still a cool truck. I've seen, you know, these like when they first started coming out, you know, years ago and stuff on the road. I'd seen them, I'm like, oh, what's that? You know, look kind of cool with the big chrome grille. And you know, since then I'm kind of like, I don't really like them as much, but I thought, why not give it a shot driving something a little bit newer, you know, see what it has to offer. And it is cool when they, you know, come out with trucks like this in the game, because they do a lot of work. The interiors have gotten better in terms of, like, you know, not all the trucks are the same. It's like you actually have, you know, the dashboard, you'll get different data on the dash. You know, you can, you know, in terms of fuel economy or something, like all the screens are really unique to the truck. And you know, I think that's cool with this one. It's cool in the new Mac Anthem that they have. It does the same thing. So, and the Western Star, same story. Was it the 49X or whatever? But yeah, cool little feature that they added into the game that, you know, with every new truck, it's kind of something different. And yeah, I like that. You know, they pay good attention to detail. And I still wish they would come out with what do you call it? With like a dedicated, you know, manual transmission interior setup where you'd actually have the gear shifter and everything, because that, you know, kind of kills it for me. And that's why I downloaded that interior reworks mod, so that, you know, we can actually have that in my cabs. But for this truck, it's I don't know if there's a new version out. Either way, I haven't downloaded it, and I don't think this truck might not even be in it anyway. And what doesn't matter anyway? You know, it's not, we're only doing one delivery with it, and it's not like we can change it anyway. So who cares? It's all good. But yeah, so yeah, you know, as always in my videos, let me know in the comments what would always like to hear from you guys, and what have you been up to the past few weeks. I know, like I said, you know, I've been pretty busy. I know I'd sometimes just talk about random stuff when I do these drives, but you know, they are kind of long, 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes. And you know, it's like I was saying earlier, I'm a drummer in 2 bands, and so we had a lot of gigs in the past few weeks, you know, during the month of July. 4th of July is a huge, you know, I had 2 gigs back to back that weekend with each of my different bands, so it was really fun. We played the same this town festival out by where I live, and we played 2 days in a row, each with a different group. And the one group, you know, and if you've watched my previous videos, I think even in the last one, I was talking a little bit about how the lead singer in my band has a Mustang, and so that's one of my bands, and that band is cool. You know, it's just four of us, lead singer, my little brother actually plays the guitar, and then we have a good friend of mine he's our bassist, and we've been playing together for years, since we were in, you know, grade school, honestly, playing at little shows here and there. So it's a great group. We play a ton of like classic rock. That's a lot of our favorite music. You know, I mean, being a drummer and growing up, and these guys are suddenly stopping, don't know why, but I guess the speed limit dropped, so it's important. But anyway, yeah, being a drummer growing up, you know, Led Zeppelin is a huge influence, obviously. If you don't know Led Zeppelin, I feel sorry for you. You should go check it out. It's amazing, you know, always how music like that, even though it's 50 years old by now, it still holds up, and people still know it and enjoy it. And not even just, you know, like older people. I mean, younger people still really enjoy Led Zeppelin. And, you know I do, because, you know, their drummer John Bonham was just hugely influential in the rock drum world. You know, his style was very unique, and he pioneered a lot of iconic grooves and, you know, fills, you call them. So yeah, if you're share a love for Led Zeppelin, or, you know, if even better, if you're a drummer, you know, leave a comment down below, and let's talk about it, because that's super awesome. But yeah, so that's, you know, that we play, yeah, in that band we play a lot of Zeppelin. We play a lot of Stevie Ray Vaughan, killer guitarist, Jimi Hendrix. What else do we got in there? Even you know, some older like Steely Dan tunes and stuff like that. Again, if you know any of these bands, awesome. If not, go check them out. I'm sure it's always cool to, you know, listen to some older music sometimes. But yeah, it's tons of fun. You know, we've been together for a few years, and I love every minute of it. And, you know, it's like, you never, like I always say, you know, it's always hard to play a perfect show. I've never had a perfect show. Somebody always makes a mistake, but, you know, that's just part of being human, and professionals do it all the time too. I mean, I even hear them say that a lot of professional musicians even say that, yeah, they played, you know, thousands of shows, and they've never had a perfect show. And it's like, the more I play, you know, the more I find it to be true, because when you're on stage, it's just like, no matter how much you practice with the band, it's something will, you know, get messed up, even if it's just like a little, you know, somebody misses a note or somebody skips a beat or something. I mean, you recover quickly, and the audience probably doesn't even know, but in your mind you're like, ah, dang, you know, it just is what it is. Like I said, part of being human. And it's funny though, because, you know, I have that band, classic rock, heavy stuff, super fun on drums, and then my other band that I'm in is they're a folk group, or kind of like more like folk rock, I guess. But it started with like the lead singer is like almost 80, which is hilarious, and he's, you know, really good, and he's, you know, so fun on stage, and just he's a blast to watch, and, you know, everybody loves him. But yeah, you know, just some acoustic guitar, and you know, they do some kind of old folk songs, and old not so much country, but, you know, just kind of those old, like, Americana, been around. I mean, a lot of the songs that we play are even, they're public domain, so they don't even have, they're so old that the original copyright laws don't even apply to them anymore, because it's like after a certain number of years, you know, it becomes sort of anybody's, it can become like anyone's song, you know, it's because it's been around for so long. So yeah, we do a lot of songs like that. But since I've joined the band, which was kind of funny, because the lead singer in my first band is also a member of this band. He kind of does a few more instrumental things, like he'll do some backing vocals, plays the banjo, plays some keyboard, bass if they need it, harmonica, all that stuff. He's, you know, very talented. But so with that band, it's super fun, because since I joined the band, their old drummer quit, and, you know, my lead singer in my other band was like, hey, you should, you know, my other band's looking for a drummer, and you know, I mentioned you, and I said, yeah, okay, I will give it a shot. So played with them a couple times, did a couple rehearsals. We, you know, it worked out. You know, they liked having me in the group, I liked playing with them, and since then it's been really fun. And since I joined the band, you know, the bass player in that band is also a little bit older, but he was kind of he had a rock star days, you know, back a few decades ago. he was, you know, always playing out, and he's a pretty good musician, and great bassist, and great electric guitarist too. So we always enjoy playing together. And he's it's funny, because ever since I joined the band, you know, he kind of picks out a lot more rock songs that he wants to do. So the band is kind of slowly transitioning from like a folk group to like more of a folk rock group, and now it's kind of just towards like a little rock group. And it's it's just funny to see that change happen. Just given that I'm in the band now and can play a little more of that stuff. But yeah, it's like I said, that's a lot of fun, and we do a lot of local shows, especially in the summer. Everybody's home, everybody's got some free time. I know I have a lot more free time in the summer, even in my day job things kind of slow down in the summer, so it's nice to get some time to practice, play some drums, play some shows, and so it's just a little bit about what I've been up to. If you want to hear me more, talk about my bands more, I'm sure I will. So, I know usually I'm talking trucks or something with this game, or cars or something, but I like being in my bands, and I like talking about my bands. It's a ton of fun, and it's a good little hobby. I feel like after I've been playing drums for so long, I've been playing since I was like 15 years or whatever now, since I was probably more than that, 16, 17 years. But and I don't know what these guys doing here. It's kind of stopping and not going. So I was like, whatever. But but anyway, yeah, I've been drumming for a while, and it's fun to actually be able to be on stage and have a good band, and people come to see you, and there are gigs that we've played where there's been 500 people that watch us, and there's been gigs where there are 5 people that watch us. But either way, it's always nice to see familiar faces and and have a little bit of a following, because that's like the best feeling. If you have the same group of if I had the same group of people, like 10 people that come to all of my shows, I'd be really happy, and it knows that it means I'm doing something right, and our band is doing something right, that people are interested and like to see us play and get up and dance, and yeah, it's always just a blast. So something that I would always recommend, goes without saying, but if you got something that you enjoy, I mean, obviously try to do that, however, in whatever way possible. And for me, I knew that drumming was never going to be like a full-time thing, because I just have there are other things that I want to accomplish with my life, and just being like a professional touring drummer really wasn't one of them. I felt like it just didn't as much as I love it, and if some band called me up and said, hey, you want to come on a tour, I would probably drop everything and say yes. But if not, I'm perfectly content with doing it as a hobby and playing some shows in the summer, because let's face it, I do like having a stable job, and making a actual income, and not having to worry about living paycheck to paycheck. And especially during COVID and everything, a lot of drummers took a hit, and a lot of musicians took a hit because there were no shows, and the music industry really suffered. So it's things like that kind of have always steered me away from pursuing it in a more professional capacity. And yeah, it's maybe that's a topic for another video. What I think of the professional music industry. I hate it. I think it's run so wrong, but that's a rant for another time. For now, yeah, just leave it at I love to drum, and I love it as a hobby. And if you share an interest in drumming, or if you're any musician, don't stop playing. People will always enjoy music, and you can always find some fun in it, even if it's just playing in a band at some local bar on a weekend, once every few weeks or whatever in the summer. I mean, that's what I do, and it's enough to keep me going, and I love it a lot, so can't complain. But yeah, I think this is one of those trailers. Yeah, this guy was just sitting here in the middle of the road, so I don't know what he's doing, but whatever. This is actually one of Smarty's custom trailers. It's like a older model from, I think, like the 70s, and I forgot that I installed it until I picked it up, and I said, hey, look at that. That's cool. So that's something different. So yeah, like I said, always fun to do these deliveries and try out some new things in this game that I haven't really, drive some new trucks that I haven't driven in a while, some new trailers that I wouldn't otherwise be hauling. So we are almost at our destination. So yeah, just enjoy the last couple minutes here, and I'll chat with you in a bit. Alright, so as we're pulling into our final destination here, yeah, I think that the doing those new graphic settings really helped make this video a little bit smoother. I know there's still probably a little bit of lag, but you know, that I feel like part of that too is just my recording program, and I was doing a little research on if I have all the settings the right way, but as far as I could tell, I do. So I don't know, I think just, you know, my computer is a few years old and it's probably just never going to be, you know, super perfect, and I'd kind of hate to turn the graphics down even more. So this is, you know, I'm happy with this. If you're not, you know, let me know, and we can try something different. But I think this is just fine. It's smooth enough and it looks good enough, so can't complain. But yeah, really excited to get, you know, we are so close. Like I said, we are so close to getting our own truck here, and I think, you know, I have a pretty good idea of which one I want to get, because it's one that I haven't driven in a long time, and I am actually kind of super excited for, and I think it fits, you know, the whole it'll make a really solid just first truck. So I'm happy to try that soon. But in the meantime, I was gonna back this trailer in here, and I actually thought about one thing that I might do soon is make a video about how to properly back a trailer. And, you know, before I do that, I should say that there's, you know, there's no right way or wrong way. Well, there is wrong ways, but I don't think there's a right way to do it per se. I mean, I'm sure somebody will tell me differently and say, oh, you have to do it this way. But in my opinion, I think that, as you know, there's a few different ways, and it's just whatever you're most comfortable with. But I think there is some tips to be had about how the trailer moves, and, you know, where you can kind of position your truck to make it easier on yourself. So maybe keep an eye out for that video. Maybe yeah, as I epically fail here backing this in, so I gotta readjust. But this is one of those things, yeah, you know, and I'd be happy to kind of just share some of my thoughts of what I've learned in this game and how I've actually learned to back trailers in real life. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. I'm really excited that these videos are getting a few more views. Always super fun to see people checking them out. And yeah, leave a like, leave a comment. If you have any suggestions about what you think the first truck should be, shoot it down below. We'll take it. I'll take it into consideration, and we'll talk about it for sure. And yeah, if you just have any other, you know, comments or anything interesting or whatever you want to say, feel free. This is the place to do it. So yeah, thanks again. Like, subscribe if you want to see some more deliveries and what we're gonna do with the series. But if you just like hanging out, you know, that's cool too. But we are almost there. We're gonna get it. Yeah, I think we got this one. not too bad once they fixed my little screw up there. But cool, we made it. Forget how much money we made. Let's take a look. I bet it's like $3,000 or something. Launch could be like no money. Yeah, not a lot, but better than nothing. So thanks again, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.